stuff anyways. All right, so we are picking up Sarah MacMillan for our raw carpool. So Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, the many journeys of Sarah MacMillan in like a little
30
summary.
seconds.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I studied music business. I worked with artists for many years. Then I worked in producing events, concerts in Latin America. At the same time, I had a day spa in Miami. Many of you maybe already went. Madure Day Spa in Biscayne for like 9 years.
Wow.
And then I had kids and my world like went upside down and turned. And I really started focusing on what I'm going to teach my girls. And that's how I started getting into myself and trying to change myself in order to be like a good example for my kids.
So I know that we both read A Return to Love, right? And that's part of like our book club, which that book changed my life. I know that,
Changed my life.
Yeah, I mean, when I read it, when somebody gave it to me, it was like, what? I could change my perception. A miracle is a change of perception? What? Yeah, right?
Just like that? I know, and Marianne is great because she brings like all the concepts of the course. I had done the course before I read the book. I think I had done it twice. And then somebody's like, did you read this book? Like, it's easier. It's like a Course of Miracles for Dummies. And I'm like, what? And I read the book and I was like, oh my God, I get it now. So it was so much easier to start with that book and then get into the course because she does it in such an amazing way.
Of course, because the book is a reflection of the course, right? But yeah, she speaks our language,
Totally.
It's like, it's not so deep, it's really deep. It's very deep, but she speaks it in a way that you understand.
Casual,
exactly. Correct.
Yeah, so how to implement the course into your daily life. I think that was like a big one for me. So that's amazing that you're sharing this book.
Yeah.
It's a big book.
It's a big book.
Because it's like moving away from fear and how to live into love. That's a big concept.
So, one of the things that as raw residency, the only way I could explain to it is that it's like, it really is to get into your raw state. That's why raw residency was created in a subconscious way.
Yeah.
But it was like getting closer to my truth as opposed to getting closer to my fear or my limiting beliefs. And, I wanted to share that with the girls because a lot of the girls, they're new to this. They kind of like either they joined raw residency or the men also that have joined raw residency, they get into it and they're like, well, I like the event because it seemed cool. But then they get into it and they're like, oh, wow, I could change my perception in so many aspects of my life. And, especially with relationships, which I think it's like one of the biggest things. Because you have a relationship with everything. Relationship with food, relationship with men, relationship with kids, relationship with mother, father, everything. Yeah. So what is your biggest tool when it comes to relationships? Like, what is one thing that you constantly go to,
Okay, my biggest tool for relationships. I've noticed that relationships teach us in every way. So instead of seeing it like just a relationship, I've learned in this last year that relationships in my life have taught me everything. That if I really can look at it as a growing tool, as mirroring myself now that we're in this year, really what I don't like about this relationship is something that I have to work on myself. Like all of those tools, I'm able to let it go. I'm able to be an observer and just, if the energy's not there, babe, you just gotta step away, you know, and just learn whatever the lesson is at that moment and then just not get into the drama.
Correct.
Because I think that drama is one of the biggest things that keeps us in the loop of these relationships and not moving into other energies.
Correct. Because it's our comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think even the misery becomes comfort, and I think that's the biggest, that's the most toxic and biggest reoccurring pattern that you could get. It's like constantly get into this misery because it's your comfort zone.
Yeah. Or the victim, we love the victim.
God,
and so these relationships put us in this victim mode when it's all,
and we create them.
Yeah. And we're still in them, so we keep on choosing them. And then you notice out of these relationships that usually if you have like a really bad relationship with your significant other, and you break up, then you'll probably find like your boss, you'll have the same relationship with a different form, but it's the same relationship, and then you start to see all the patterns in your life of how you choose these relationships, and it's just forgiving that aspect of yourself, of trying to keep on searching for that situation.
Oh, that's so good. That's so deep in so many levels. 100%. Would you say that? How can we break that?
I don't know. I've noticed that I noticed that you have to observe what you're in and what you're attracting, and then also really reading energy. If your body doesn't feel good when you meet someone, or you're like, but they're so nice and I love Christina, like why wouldn't I want to do something with her? But your body and everything else is like not feeling really well, and you're like, I don't know why, but I like her. We don't listen to that.
Correct.
You know, we always listen to the outside, like, no, I really do want to work with this person. I really do want this project. I know that I'm not going to be happy, but I really want the outcome, you know? So,
you know, it's so hard, especially because, like, you know, it happens either with clients or stuff like that, that it's like, it just, you think that it's going to be so good, and you're like, but I need it right now. Like, you know, either I need the money, or either I need, you know, or that instant gratification of having that affection. So you meet a guy and he has like so many aspects of what you want, and then you're like, but there's missing that one tool. We're like, well, but I can't meet anybody perfect.
Yeah.
You know, but it, you know, so I'll just settle with that. But you know deep down inside that it's not the one.
Yeah.
You know? And
then you're there for 3 years.
Oh my God, yes. And you're like, but why am I not happy? You know? It's like, why?
They're not changing.
Yeah, they're not changing because we're attracted. You know, in many situations, you know, I know that we've talked about it in terms of like the client, right? It's like when the client's not flowing, and when, you know, things are just like getting one way or another, an obstacle, and but you really want them because they're like, their name is so big, but then they don't want to pay you right, or, you know, and but you're like, this doesn't feel like you want to be part of like that collaboration, that company, but then you sell yourself short.
Yeah.
It's like it never works. Like with a client that you're like, this is my price, and this is like, no, you know, if it doesn't work,
it feels good, because then if I say yes to that price that doesn't feel good to me, when I'm doing whatever it is that I say I'm going to do at that moment, it's not going to feel right for me. You know, I'm not going to feel valued at that moment. When the time comes, I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm spending so much time. There's so many people, and I didn't, you know, set the price that I know that I'm worth. But it's hard. It's hard because shiny objects.
Oh, yes.
And that life is always throwing shiny objects at us to know, to like test if we're clear. How does my life work? What do I need? How do I take care of myself? Oh, this is how I take care of myself. You know, what is my balance? And that's when we start really learning how to think about ourselves first, second, third, and then we can take care of the world. You know. Before it was like I'll take care of everyone else, and then I'll see if I have time for myself. And then we're not showing up in a real, authentic way. We're always giving half of what we are.
Correct, and it's a people pleaser in us.
Yeah.
You know, I when somebody told me that, it's like, yeah, because it's a people pleaser in here, and I was like, people please what? Like, what do you mean? But I have to do it. Like you don't understand. Like I have to. They need me. They need me. It's like, no, I need myself before I could give it to others, you know?
And then nobody needs us at the end of the day. Like, they're going to be fine. Like, I quit my job and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sad. But they found somebody else that was amazing, and that was able and that was willing to be in that situation.
Correct.
And then I wasn't willing anymore. I got out, and then somebody else was willing, and they were there. So it's like really noticing what energy we attract, what energy we're in, and what we're willing to negotiate.
Yes.
How can we let it all out in 5 minutes and really know that we're letting it out in a safe space, and we're not talking bad about people and then going to another person and then doing the whole drama of the world. But we're like, can you offer space for me to like vent this out in 5 minutes? I really need to get it out, you know?
Really to get it out, and just know that it comes from a place of ego. It doesn't come from a place of like, it's the reality. Exactly. It's not the reality, it's just what I feel right now.
Yeah, and I need to let it out. And then it's done. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay,
and
it feels better.
It's and what I like about like attracting people that they're in the same, you know, and that's what I you know, building the community of Raw. It's like that we could do those 5 minutes, and then it's not judgmental, and then the other person would be like, have you seen it this other way? And it gives you a change of perception, which in like Miriam, it's the miracle. It really is, you know. Everything is a change of perception. A miracle is a change of perception. I love you, man.
I love you.
Thank you. It's so good to have people like you in my life. Hey, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
I need a girl like you, baby.